It's a good way to start.
You're looking at me like waiting for it.
You're always talking
Go
about
ahead,
bananas.
you took it. Go with it. Not that, the intro.
Oh, hello everybody.
You're taking over the song that's already playing.
Welcome
we
to
have that.
another episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm not your host, Jack Austin,
I am. Hi.
but he's here and I'm going to send it his way.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin, with the Cyborg,
Beep boop.
Mr. Ryan in the house.
Yo.
Megan, how are you?
Oh, I'm
We already heard
splendid.
from her.
You know, we did hear from her, but those out there in listener land don't know that it's Megan's birthday. Well, it was 2 days ago. So before we
3
get
days at this
into...
rate.
Huh?
3 days at this rate.
Yes, 3 days ago. But I had a very special guest that wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Are you ready?
Oh, boy.
It's Ford Supply Company. This episode of Alter Ego is sponsored by Ford Supply Company, makers of all natural and organic soaps for men, with scents like tropical teakwood, Megan's birthday, and cypress pine.
What does Megan's
Visit
birthday
their
smell like?
website at FordSupply.com to order online and use promo code Alter Ego to get 10% off your order. Ford soap, real soap, no bullshit.
Like cake and Cabernet.
Yeah.
That's what Megan's birthday smells like.
And the
Actually-
tears of your victims.
No. But like honestly, if you know Megan really, really well, you know her birthday smells like Tony Anello's Southern Italian Cuisine and Grill is a hidden gem that's family owned and operated on the outskirts of St. Petersburg at 1136 Pinellas Bayway, South Tierra Verde, Florida. It's actually scary accurate how her birthdays usually smell.
They do.
This is a must try for a homemade Italian lunch or dinner. Just remember to bring your appetite because the portions are very generous. Call for a res today at 727-867-3577 and check out TonyAnellos.com. And without further ado, we should sing Megan happy
No.
birthday.
Absolutely.
We should. Are we ready?
I don't think that's a good idea.
We're gonna do this on a one and a one and a two. Happy birthday to you.
I hate this.
Happy birthday to you. Go high, go high. Happy birthday, dear Megan. Go 80s. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Let's give it up for us.
We just
That was
lost
beautiful,
15
guys.
subscribers.
There's no way. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We're so happy you're here with us, kind of.
I got a little jazzy on that one. It's like,
You went
like the blues.
straight Grover.
Happy birthday to you, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. I will be skipping my birthday week, everybody.
When is
So
it?
it's not.
We're still gonna
don't know.
sing it for
He
us.
doesn't know. I don't know.
I know your wife, homie. You ain't hiding from me.
you have Facebook.
do
It
my
tells us when your birthday
You ain't
is.
hiding from me. Somebody's gonna have that number by the end of the show. Oh gosh.
It's September 15th.
In the multiverse, all these things could change. Your birthday could be any day you want, man.
It's today. Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Sad part is he's right. Oh my word. Yeah, well, I'm happy you're here joining us. We've got minimal news today, but we're talking about a pretty big topic in
Oh, yeah.
Loki.
Yeah, minimal news, maximum Loki. We're good to go.
I'm all about that. This one, I know Ryan's sick of hearing it, but I did see some DC news that made me laugh. It was about, once again, your favorite movie, The Suicide Squad, which, by the way, I met somebody this previous weekend who has seen the movie.
What?
And I got all kinds of wonderful spoileroos for this jobber. I'm so excited to watch it. It's going to be insane.
You met somebody who already saw it.
You
Yes,
saw what?
she worked for the movie company, and she was out giving out free passes to Snake Eyes.
Oh, did she see Snake Eyes?
No,
Oh,
but
good
I,
for
I was
her.
like, oh, cool. They have some of the Suicide Squad pops coming out soon. She's like, I saw the movie. And everybody was like,
shit.
don't say anything. And I looked at her, I was like, tell me everything.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she told me lots of stuff.
She don't get fired.
No, she's not, because nobody knows who she is. But either way,
Are her initials
Stephanie Diffinson of
having
St. Louis, Missouri.
Stephanie Diffinson of St. Louis, Missouri just looked at her radio like, oh my God. How'd they know?
I don't remember seeing that movie.
I don't even know who Jack is.
Oh, is that the one with Jared Leto?
But the rumors about it being crazy, stupid, violent are pretty accurate from what I hear.
Wonderful.
But the quote that I loved and couldn't pass over, even for Ryan's psyche, was DC told James Gunn, do whatever the fuck you want with the Suicide Squad.
I got nothing to lose, man.
I saw that quote and was like, yeah, sure.
Can't do worse than Jared Leto's Joker.
At that point, James Gunn shows up, and you're going to tell him that. Yeah, we don't care. Do what you want.
Yeah.
You want Superman too?
Me too, Batman movie.
WB just cannot push their properties at all. Hey, you know what?
Please do a Superman movie.
Please do a Superman movie. You can make it whatever you want.
I'll do a Superman movie.
There you go.
Be like those Facebook videos, how to make a Superman movie, and then I just throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No,
Wow.
hey, you have more of a chance of being wildly successful at this point with a new Superman style than the same old, I'm Superman, I'm here for good, I love these people, I don't like these people. Here's the bad guy doing something I don't see them doing, because if I did, I would clearly stop them. And then at the end of the day, them getting kryptonite involved to weaken him. He flies up into the sun, then comes down and saves everybody. Did I say every Superman movie of all time?
Yes,
Pretty
except
much,
for flying backwards and reversing the polarity.
Reverse time?
Yes.
Come on. Oh, God. But yeah, that's all DC had for me. Although I do see actually that the Titans season 5 is coming out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And that's now featuring Red Hood.
Yeah, I saw that.
You did?
I didn't watch it. I saw the trailer.
Oh, I saw the trailer too.
And I went, I'll
And I
just
was
watch
like-
those clips on YouTube.
Well, so when I see that, I'm like, okay, are they really going to embrace Red Hood and his maximum violence and ability to kill a bunch of people and really not take names?
On TNT, probably not.
Right. Or are they just throwing a fan favorite out there to get views?
Bingo.
Exactly. That's my thoughts on it. I have not watched Titans. I have had a lot of friends who are DC faithful that were like, Titans is actually, when you get in that argument, I'm not listening. And somebody comes up to you and goes, and they're trying to find a way to tell me why it's good.
Just check their pitch.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's pretty good.
That's the number one indicator. But when they're like, yo, listen, this is the bomb and here's why, then okay, you got me. I'm hooked.
Haven't had that happen about Titans yet, so.
No, me neither. And they hired somebody for Barbara Gordon for a new movie they're doing.
Yeah, I guess they're doing a straight to HBO Max Batgirl movie.
Huh.
Huh. All right.
And so Batgirl
Not Batwoman.
and Batwoman will be in this movie?
No, I think it's just Batgirl.
Oh,
I think it's more
okay.
in line
Can't
with
wait
the.
to not see that.
I think
Yeah.
that's more the movie universe than the TV universe.
Speaking of the movie universe, of the actual quality DC content that comes out, they are making an Injustice movie, an animated Injustice movie.
Oh,
That will be
No,
good.
I was gonna say I can get behind that.
yeah. Okay.
And the promos they're showing are Flash and Superman standing off against each other, which I'm like, let's go, Barry.
All right.
Come on, Barry.
Barry.
Yeah.
I got an ad for Flash season 97 today, and I'm like, oh, this is still on.
Let's hear it. How did it go?
It was just the Flash going, huh, huh, huh. And I went, stiff.
It's one of those things where it's like, what's going to stop Flash? Somebody even faster?
Himself,
Somebody
probably.
puts their leg out and trips. Him. Done.
Oh,
I love you, Flash.
Could you imagine?
You
the
are
road
my
burn?
favorite DC superhero. I love you, but it's hard to do a TV show and keep that going.
yeah.
10 Bucks says the last episode is him going back in time and undoing everything that happened. And that's how they end the show.
That would be. I mean, that would be in Flash fashion. I have not seen it. I have not watched the.
Oh,
most
you're not keeping
no.
up?
I know that they just
we
aired.
stopped at Zoom.
I watched.
No, she
all
watched
the
it
way
later through than that.
Yeah, I watched it all the way through, and the newest season started in like February or March or something of this year.
And it's Godspeed is the villain,
And
right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I literally haven't watched a single episode of it, but I follow the CW on Instagram because I was keeping up with The Flash.
Sure, me too.
Riverdale.
And-
Yeah, I get it.
And a couple other things. I mean, I watch TV, whatever. But
Nobody's attacking you for
But no,
watching.
they
I
just-
watch TV, okay?
they just posted an ad for like a quick spoiler clip of the final episode that I think aired this week. Or maybe late last week, I don't know, but I haven't watched it.
Or 5 years ago. I have no
know.
idea.
Who the hell knows? I mean, at this rate. But I do want to, I mean, it's supposed to be the conclusion of the series, isn't it?
I don't know.
Let's hope so.
This is season 7. I would fucking hope so, too.
I'm sure they're cutting it off before because the movie's in production.
Yeah.
So they must be cutting off the TV show.
Yeah. Because
I
he's
mean-
in it, too, isn't he?
No.
No,
I thought
he,
this was a
he showed up
multiverse
as a
thing.
cameo in one of the multiverse situations.
It'd be nice if that guy got a break and got to be in a movie.
Grant Gustin, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But
'Cause I liked him.
I like him as the Flash.
I
I like him
liked him,
better
and
than
I like-
what's his
I
nuts?
don't buy
Ezra Miller?
Grant Gustin.
I'll take fucking one Grant Gustin over 50 Ezra Millers
Yes,
any day.
same. That's what I'm saying.
I have
comparison.
my own ideas in my head when I read Barry Allen or when I see Barry Allen that I'm like, that's Barry. And it's more the DC animated universe, the wisecracking, funny Flash that I identify more with than the I'm the fastest man alive. I love you, Cisco. I love you, Dad. I love you, all these people. I'm like, okay.
He loves the
I don't
music of
dig it.
Cisco.
There
There's
you
nothing
go.
wrong with that.
That's right.
dong, da, dong, dong, dong.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah, please. Barf.
Ew.
Antonio Banderas has joined the cast of Indiana Jones 5
Fuck, man. Okay.
and
Wow.
the secret of the pudding at the nursing home.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The secret of I slipped.
Right. I'm like, Harrison, come on, man.
Harry.
Stop. Please stop.
Oh, Harold.
Why does the industry continue to recycle these same franchises? Oh, that's right, money.
Yes.
That and people have no original ideas anymore.
That's true. That's true. There's somebody on this list that does have original ideas, and we'll talk about him later.
Or if they do, they just flop it.
I was
It's all
gonna.
about
Or
money.
they don't get the big production
Yeah.
for the original idea.
No. Well, let me just propose
Unless you're
something.
Christopher Nolan. Sorry, go ahead.
What is the last movie you've seen that is completely original to a motion picture? Not a book, not a video game, not a comic book.
Huh.
That really made you go, wow, that was really good.
That was really new?
Yeah. Mine was District 9. I love District 9.
I
I
don't have a
love
hell-
District
a
9
damn clue
too,
what
but
that
I
is.
don't think that was the most recent one that I've seen that was...
It may not be my most recent, but it's the
completely-
one that sticks
I
out
was
for
gonna
me.
say that's an old movie.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not most recent. What is your favorite thing that was not based on something else? Not like Jaws or, let's go last 20 years.
Golly gee, Batman, that's a tough one. What's my favorite the last 20 years that was
Yeah.
kind of an original? The Departed.
I was going to say.
You love The
why are you
Departed,
not
But
reaching?
The Departed is not old.
That wasn't
The
a book?
Departed was remade from a Japanese script. But it was an original thought to us. That's my favorite movie, The Departed. But
Big
geez,
Lebowski.
there's so many. Big Lebowski's incredible. Coen brothers are a genius for that one. I love that one. But as far as honestly, I enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
I know that's
based on Ant-Man.
recycled based on Ant-Man.
Well, I'm
but
just saying because we always say everything's based on something. Everything's intellectual property. Everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think of things that aren't that.
The
And-
Fast and the Furious for me, the original.
was the last time. Holy smokes. Man,
I
that's
can see that.
really a tall order. I'm looking around the room at all the Funkos now, let's see one
What's
that really
original?
grabs me.
Nothing.
They Live. John Carpenter's They Live was great, but that's over 20 years
Yeah.
you
old
said
now.
the last 20 years?
But just
So not
as a
like Tombstone.
loose-
outside
Tombstone
that
is
window.
great, but that's a historical movie.
Yeah.
Well, loosely historical.
I don't know.
There
That's
isn't.
tough.
John Cena just signed on to do some huge movie that's going to be a franchise. It's not previous intellectual property.
Huh, I don't know, but I know
It's like a
he's
star-studded cast.
he's signed on for Peacemaker,
Oh yeah, that's done.
the HBO original series.
That they finished filming that a couple weeks ago, and he returned to wrestling last week.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Welcome back, John.
So he has a small window between finish that, and then he's starting his next movie at the end of the year.
I think this is John's farewell run to wrestling.
I'm sure.
Which it should be, because
he's going to be a big star after this.
He's more talented than people give him credit for.
He's got 2 Fast and Furious movies to make.
Yeah.
He's got this other franchise. And I think Peacemaker is going to be a hit.
I think it is, too.
Based on the way people are talking about it.
That is if he survives Suicide Squad.
That's true.
I mean, doesn't he even have to be in wrestling? I thought they couldn't see him.
The Invisible Man.
Who's this guy? I can't see him. Anyway, speaking of HBO series, The Last of Us, that's started production already, has announced their budget for each episode. You want to take a guess?
$50 million.
Well, that's a little high.
Well, I saw what it
Episode?
is. So
$1 million.
$10 million
An
per
episode?
episode.
How many episodes are they doing?
10.
Holy shitballs.
And the 10 is the minimum.
Yeah, I was just say that does sound like a lot of money, but not compared to recent times.
Well, this franchise is pretty widely loved, and they got Pedro Pascal showing up to play the character Joel. So,
you're my boy, Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro is really, everything he touches seems to turn to gold. Wonder Woman 84. But anyway, that's exciting, man. I'm interested to see that. I know this one's going to want to watch that too.
Yeah. I don't know anything about it. I can't wait to go in completely blind and enjoy the
Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
this is one of those games that she would ask me to put on. She's like, it's like a movie. I want to
I like
watch
that
it.
one.
cinematic.
Oh, very,
Yeah.
very. But anyway, so you said District 9, didn't you?
Yes,
District 10
I saw that.
is in production.
Woo woo!
And it's like, it says, oh gosh, will be based on a topic in American history. Golly, I wonder what that could be.
The cracking of the Liberty Bell.
Have you guys seen District 9?
I've seen it years ago.
Have you seen District 9?
No.
And the only thing I can remember is like about the little robots or aliens,
It
whatever it is.
stars
pretty much.
a brilliant actor in Charlton Copley. I love that guy. He was also in the A-Team as Mad Murdock.
Yes.
But he is a South African reporter, and aliens have essentially landed, and they're treated like immigrants, basically. Their ship isn't open, but they have populated parts of the Earth. They are very widely controlled. Spoiler alert for District 9. It's been around forever, so come on,
Yeah, it's
just
like
go watch it.
2004. Come on.
Basically, he interacts with one of these alien pieces of technology. Don't know what it is.
Yeah, he accidentally opens like a canister.
He opens a canister because he is an investigator for the government who's kind of oppressing what they call prawns in the movie. He opens it, and this liquid shoots out onto his face.
Oh, God.
And he's okay, but he slowly but surely starts to turn into a prawn.
He's molting.
He is starting to physically change into one of these creatures, and you see his perspective change 180 degrees. It's a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, you really need to.
Yeah, he goes from antagonist to protagonist. It's
He does.
fantastic.
And I don't know if his character will be able to make a reprisal of his role, but
Spoiler alert, doesn't he go flying off at the end?
no, he does not.
How do I not remember the end?
At the end, they show, I think they allude to him being a full-grown prawn at that point.
Yeah, I thought he was looking for his home world.
Right, but he's not, he doesn't fly off. He's still seen in the streets.
Oh, okay. With maybe it was the idea of him. I don't know.
He's not caught.
Yes,
But at the end of the show, the ships turn on, I believe.
that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
So I'm very interested to see where District 10's going to go. But if the last one was kind of immigration, I wonder what they're going to touch on this time. But the next one is the guy I was telling you about with the unique ideas, Mr. Jordan Peele.
Oh,
Jordan Peele,
okay.
who made
That's my pick now. I forgot about that.
who made Us. He made
Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out's my favorite original.
And he's known to be quite the good horror producer, director, writer, which most comedians have that dark side, that dark,
Oh, yeah.
Perspective. So that doesn't surprise me. But the movie is called Nope.
That's awesome.
I want to know. I hope it's what I think it is. I hope it's a horror movie because it is classified as a horror movie.
I'm sure it will be.
I hope it's a horror movie that the protagonists see whatever's going on and are like, nope, not dealing with that, and them trying to
Hard
get
pass.
away. Right. Like, that's one of my favorite things is like when there's in the beginning of the movie, and they're like, we're going to go down in the cave. And somebody's like, what? Are you stupid? This is the worst idea you've ever had. No, I'm not going with you. What do you mean? That's what I love. So hopefully Nope is like that. So speaking of trailers and new movies.
Snake Eyes. No, I don't know.
Not
Oh,
Snake
boy.
Eyes. Dune dropped a new trailer.
Did they now?
It looks so epic, but I get the feeling watching the trailer and seeing all the elements that this is going to be a 4-hour movie.
Oh, God.
Like, I don't know, but it seems like it's going to be Zack Snyder long.
I'm afraid it's going to be a Zack Snyder movie.
But they released a bunch of new headshots of all the individual characters. They released a really nice long trailer. And I was like, man, if the trailer's 3 minutes, this movie's at least 3 hours. But it looks good. It looks entertaining.
Okay.
I want to kind of see the original and see, what the concepts are and what the movie goes through before I see the remake. But at the same time, I want to watch the new one with fresh eyes too.
Yeah, I've asked a couple people. I'm like, should I watch the original? And they went, no.
No,
And I went, oh. They're like, it's not very good.
it's not very good. Sting is in it, which is, hey, good for Sting.
Okay.
Mm,
From
okay.
WCW?
And he's got the bat.
No bat. No bat. But it looks, I saw clips of it on YouTube and it looks grotesque. Just like, ugh,
Yeah.
what is wrong with this? But I'm like, I don't know. I'm here for it.
They
I'm
dumped
in.
a lot of money into it.
They sure did.
I don't know who's directing it. I don't remember who that is.
I think it is.
Zack Snyder.
It's not Zack Snyder. Who is the young lady from Lindsay Lohan?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course it's not Lindsay Lohan. I have no idea.
Like,
I
what?
was like,
From
wait
Easy
a
A?
second.
Everybody was like, wait, what?
I was like speechless.
I was
I'm
waiting for the
sorry.
punchline to drop, and then you just locked in eye
Just let
contact,
it
and I
go.
didn't know what to do.
Looking at you like, Lindsay Lohan.
This
What do you
feels
think
so
about that?
wrong.
Thought
Herbie
you were talking
fully
about
loaded.
a reboot
Feels
of
so
Mean
wrong.
Girls. I was there for it.
She might be there for that. All right, so we're into the Marvel news already.
Sounds marvelous.
Let's talk about a couple things that we missed last week. Here's one from Black Widow. Megan just oddly leaned over my shoulder to look at the notes.
I was peeking at the news.
Breaking news: Black Widow made a shitload of money.
It did. Made a shitload of money. It was certified fresh. It was a great movie. We all loved it, Ryan especially. But Oliver Richter, who's a character in the movie, is in the prison scene with Red Guardian. He's the huge dude that does
really
the
that
arm
big?
wrestling. Yeah, he's really that big.
Woo.
So they've come out and released. He's actually the first mutant in the MCU.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Who is?
The big prisoner who gets his arm broked by Red Guardian is the first mutant that is shown in the MCU.
Well, his bones aren't strong. That's not his power.
All right.
He plays Ursa Major, a mutant that can turn into a massive bear and is part of Russia's Winter Guard.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Wasn't that basically the character from New Mutants?
Kind of, not
It's like-
really.
It's very druidic.
Yeah, it is. And they showed a picture of this bear character that he apparently plays, and I'm like, okay, is this our first nod at mutants in the canon MCU that we've got right now?
Hi, this is a mutant.
Other than
And I just broke his
other
fucking
than
arm.
Quicksilver
Yeah, right.
and Wanda Maximoff?
Are they just trying to show how strong Red Guardian is?
I think it's option B.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think they were
No.
trying
There
to
wasn't
show...
a mutant in WandaVision. That was Dick Turd or whatever the hell his name
Wow, Dick Turd.
was. What was his name?
Wow.
Not Dick Turd.
Not Dick Turd.
It was something stupid. Ralph Boner. That's what it was.
Ralph Boner.
Ralph Boner.
I don't
Was
think that's right either.
No,
Is that-
it was Ralph.
No, it was
definitely Ralph Boner.
So
Um,
Ralph
And his
don't-
cousin is actually Dick Turd. So
Wow. What the hell?
Wow.
I knew it was something stupid.
Oh, it's stupid.
But yeah, that's the first one that we've seen. I'm excited.
Okay.
Are there any that are snuck in that they're going to go in after the fact and be like, by the way, this guy was the mutant the whole time?
Yes.
You know they will.
Oh, of course.
You know somebody
Mutants
somewhere.
have been around. They've just been in hiding.
See this guy who's driving the truck in episode 4 of WandaVision? That's a mutant.
You don't even see his face.
Her friend that was acquiring everything. He's
Yeah.
a mutant.
yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna do the because currently in the comic books, all the mutants live on an island.
Right.
They've secluded themselves to an island so they can
Correct.
just be away from the human race. I wonder if they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, no, there's a big island full of them.
Hey, did you see that island over there?
They've been there the whole time, like the whole entire time. They've just been over there hanging out.
Yeah.
That's probably what they're gonna do.
I want multiverse.
Yeah.
So what happens when new mutants are born? They gotta just go to the island to hang out with the rest of them?
Yeah. Ship them off. Put them in a
That
FedEx
would
box.
probably be the point of the X-Men team to try to bring them and relocate them and stuff like that. But that would be hard to do with like parents. Like, what if parents are like, no, we love our mutant child. We want to be with him. Well, sorry, no non-mutants allowed.
Sounds a lot like segregation to me.
It does.
Certainly
It
does. It's bullshit.
It is. But speaking of Red Guardian, Kevin Feige has come out and said he wants Red Guardian to fight Captain America
Oh.
in the MCU. And no,
So
I don't
Falcone.
mean Chris Wonderboy Evans.
Mm.
I mean, he wants him to fight the actual Captain America right now.
So David Harbour rolls up. He's like, finally, I get to fight Captain America. He's like,
You're not
he's
the
like,
same
"Oh,
guy.
You're the Falcon.
And he's not even as technically like a super soldier because he didn't take the serum.
No, he's exactly not a super soldier. You're absolutely right.
So
he's a
I-
smart
I
So
guy.
don't-
Red Guardian wins.
I mean, I don't necessarily
yeah.
think that Falcon couldn't outsmart him,
I mean, he seems like such a bright guy.
but
Yeah.
I
does.
personally I would rather see like
and
an-
Red Guardian does not.
That's
would-
what. I was saying that sarcastically about Red Guardian.
I would rather see like a Red Guardian like origin story or like flashes from the past where him and Cap actually go at it, and
know
it's Steve Rogers.
Please make that Disney Plus
But
series.
they don't,
I
though.
just like it. Like it makes. I want to see a super soldier versus a super soldier.
So
like,
here
I
you
don't
go.
want to see
So here you
Falcon
go.
versus the Red Guardian.
Red,
personally.
Red Guardian versus Winter Soldier. Got
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Handled.
All right.
I don't like that though because they're friends.
Why?
I'm
'Cause
emotionally invested in their friendship now, and I don't want to see them fight.
Ooh.
Winter Soldier. Oh, you said Red Guardian. I thought you said. Sorry, I was thinking Captain America, Falcon, and sorry.
He's the
But
Blue
that probably
Guardian.
wouldn't work
Ignore
out.
me.
Megan just picked up smoking crack for
Sorry.
her birthday.
'Cause the-
She's a little
It's
loopy.
my birthday.
I do what I want.
It's birthday crack. I don't care.
I'm pretty sure Winter Soldier would have killed the Red Guardian.
I agree.
So that can't happen.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. He flipped that trailer real easily.
He really did.
Yeah, and he was
had some
running over
serious
50
power.
miles an hour after that plane in the beginning.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
fast.
he
That's
was
the
a young
one point
buck.
you love to bring back.
I do because I didn't even realize it. My
I
boss's
saw the
boss,
speedometer.
my boss's boss watched that movie, and he came to me. He's like, "I know you're a Marvel freak, and I know that you watched this series. I know you watched this movie, and blah 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 blah." And he came to me, and he was like, "I knew immediately because it shows the clock, the speedometer on the plane, and then it shows him running with the wing, and it was like 52 miles an hour." He was like, "I knew it was a super soldier."
And
Funnily
there it's
enough-
like we're reliving that episode. in that
Your
story.
boss's boss is a nerd.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
At first, I was watching. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this? Why is this guy running next to a plane? Like
This
he
is
can't
bad
keep up with
CGI.
it. There's no way he's keeping up with the plane. That's bullshit." And then he flips the thing over. I'm like, "Oh,
Oh, he's
Okay.
so
Flipped a trailer over with one finger.
Oh, it be like that sometimes.
That's what I
Yep.
said. That's when I was like, oh, okay.
When he
makes
flipped
sense
the
now.
trailer, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
got
but
it.
I wasn't paying attention to the damn speedometer.
But he does also lack a metal arm. So
Yeah,
But hey,
true.
listen, Winter Soldier, we found out in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that he's like a bop it. You bop it, twist it, pull it, that arm's coming off.
Oh my
but
god.
the only person that knows how to do that is the Dora Milaje, and that was after he.
Falcon knows how to do it now, I bet.
Every time he's talking back.
I would have been watching that. I'd be like, always be trying to give him awkward back rubs and be like tapping the arm. He's like, it's not going to fall off. You don't know.
Not to mention
You don't know.
that back in that time, he still had the old one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'll probably.
Yeah.
the
He
same
definitely
way.
would have beat the brakes off of him with that one.
Well, I mean, if Winter Soldier's still dating Falcon's sister, I bet he knows how to
That's
pop
true.
that arm off now.
Wow.
She told him.
That just got graphic quick.
Yeah, and like rated
Let's
R.
talk about Blade, shall we?
Speaking of rated R,
Yeah.
Pop that arm off.
Blade just hired a director.
About fucking time.
Snap.
I don't know who this guy is. I looked it
Me
up.
either. Bassam Tariq, he was famous for Mogul Mowgli.
No, that's
I-
cool. It'll be out in 7 years or so.
Yeah,
maybe.
right. I don't know. I'm this wasn't a hire that I was like, oh, I'm now really excited for this.
Modal Modley.
Yeah.
Is this
That's not
like
like a
Boss
Jungle
Baby,
Book
but with
thing?
Jungle Book?
Right. Jungle Boss, baby. Still starring Eric Barwin. Y'all see Team America?
Yes.
We have Eric Bowen.
My YouTube gets nothing but ads for Boss Baby 3. Like, I don't fucking know. Skip.
Skip.
Oh, gosh. So, Black Panther 2, we got a big casting return, big announcement of who's coming back.
M'Baku.
M'Baku.
Very
is
excited about
confirmed.
that.
I can't
That's
wait.
pretty obvious.
He was
I think.
very, I think he should be the Black Panther.
Same. Not that I think Shuri can't do it, but
Well, I also have a very strong theory that'll come into play after we talked about Loki today.
We'll get there.
okay.
We'll get there.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I need to know.
But yeah, so we are officially out of the Infinity Saga and into the Multiverse Saga. That's a fact.
Get ready to have your mind blown.
So I find it hard to believe that if you're listening to this, you haven't seen Loki. But we are going to do our typical 2-minute no spoilers, and then we're diving into all the spoilers for Loki, even though we've talked about this show in the last couple weeks just sparingly.
If you haven't seen it, just stop listening, pause it,
You know
save
what?
it,
Maybe
come
we
back
should take
to us
a
later.
quick break, and then if you're leaving, goodbye. And
You
we're not
don't
taking a
get
break.
to run
Look
the
who's running the
board.
program now.
It's my Gigi birthday.
Okay, birthday break. We'll be right back.
'Kay.
And we're back.
I was talking.
I know.
About
And
mail.
it seemed like you just ended, but you can continue. Go ahead.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Let
it's fine.
the listeners know that the cyborg is marrying a human.
Yes, we're being USB linked together.
My God.
Wow.
Weird.
Do you accept to take this firewall down and allow this Trojan horse inside your hard drive?
I was going to say she's about to get malware.
Oh, we're so happy. We're so happy.
Loki.
So Loki. Yeah. So I said this in the group, didn't get much of a response. We should do a full Kang episode, a Kang bio. We haven't
I was
done.
napping when you said that, by the way.
We haven't done a bio in a
we did.
very long time.
We did spoiler alert, right?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
No.
we did.
Again,
really.
spoiler alert.
Stop. That's not a spoiler at this point. It's everywhere.
That's true.
If you use technology, you've seen Jonathan Winters? What's his
Waters, I think.
gosh darn name?
The guy from Lovecraft Country.
Yes. God, and he's so good.
Have you watched that?
No, but I'd like to.
Okay.
I was like, Ryan drinking out of a water bottle aggressively, and I was like, what is that?
Majors.
It sounded like a
Jonathan
horse clacking.
Yeah.
Majors. Okay, so let's talk no spoilers.
Well, too late.
Loki.
Yeah, you already. We should do an episode about the No.
I mean, I watched the entire thing and I didn't know Kang was in it.
We've talked about this before, about Jonathan Majors in the MCU.
Yes.
True.
And Quantumania.
And if you own social media or any form of technology, you've seen this.
All right, let's go.
Let's deep dive into
Do we
Loki.
need non-spoilers?
We do.
The show is very good. You should watch it.
It was very good.
If you like
to
Doctor Who,
me
you'll love this.
For the way that I felt it was on par with WandaVision, with how good it was,
I loved
how unique it was. There's not, typically I try to pull out a bad performance from somebody. I don't know why. I'm just that person. There isn't one. There is not a bad
No.
performance in the show.
It's a tight cast.
Yeah. Everybody plays their part to perfection. It has everything that you want in a Marvel series or a TV show.
Especially Casey. That's my favorite unsung hero of this series.
Casey, what's a fish?
It was okay. It was okay for me.
Okay. Nobody's shocked by that. When we will be shocked is when you show up and go, this was the best series I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, well, maybe this series should actually be the best series I've ever seen in my life.
What is your favorite TV show of all time?
That had to be asked. Favorite
Wire.
TV show.
The Wire. You seem like a what? What's runner up?
So the Wire is what's that? That's the investigative show, right? But it's like also military. And
I've never seen it, but it's one of
They
those
do a
ones
lot
where
of the-
everybody's like, the greatest show of all time is actually The Wire. You've probably never heard of it.
Gotcha. Okay, so what's the runner-up? What's been your favorite of the Marvel shows?
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Really?
I can't can't say anything against any of them because I've loved them differently. But
We are very different
WandaVision
people.
was really tough to beat to come into it.
Ryan, turn off your motorcycle.
Yeah. Sorry, we had a car that backfires that drives past our house every freaking day.
Hit the deck.
It's like you'd think they'd eventually fix it, but they do not.
They pay extra money for it to make that.
They
noise.
do.
Yeah,
Exactly,
it's like a
yeah.
rice burner gone way wrong. It's like bad and then even extra bad.
Yeah, but so of the Falcon and Winter Soldier was your favorite?
Yeah.
Any particular reason why?
More so what I like. Like, I'm not a big, slow burn kind of a person. And it just kind of had action in it. Caught
It
my
was
attention.
different from any of the other shows. There's no way to say that there's a wrong answer here.
Now, in my old age, as I lay on the couch, you got to keep my attention or I'm falling asleep.
Gotcha.
My old age.
My advanced age.
Yeah, it was really hard to beat WandaVision for me because I loved the mystery of it and just how crazy that show ended up being at the end. But Loki, if WandaVision's 1A, Loki's 1A2, right? Like they were right up there with each other to me.
WandaVision would have won for me, except for they softballed the finale. And that just took all the steam out of me for that.
I agree.
They went, it doesn't matter. You can leave. It's fine.
And to me, with Falcon Winter Soldier, there were a couple episodes that I liked, but I felt did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of climax and action, Falcon Winter Soldier, for sure.
See, that's how I feel about Loki. Like, there's a few episodes, especially I think it was 3,
It's a lot of
where it
talking.
was just like, what is this? What is this? What am I watching?
Gotcha.
But see, like,
I love those.
This is all
lists that you
spoilers.
have,
Yeah.
because if I
So,
didn't,
all
I
right.
would not watch
Overall, let's give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let's
our
not give it a
listeners.
1 out of 10. I'm giving it a big thumbs up.
one big alligator thumbs up.
One big thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
It was
just
my
broke
favorite.
the scale.
I don't care.
It was her favorite.
It was
for
my
sure.
favorite of
I
the-
could tell
of the-
by
yeah.
her reaction and watching it. Definitely,
Yeah,
Loki was. Her
it was
favorite.
my favorite.
All right,
Which is really
spoilers.
no surprise.
Spoilers.
I'm even wearing a
Get
Thor
out of
shirt.
here if
Guys,
you haven't watched it.
Yes, here they come. Spoilers are coming around the mountain when they come, and here they are.
So when Tobey Maguire showed up, I
Yeah.
just
What?
lost
Oh.
my
Oh,
shit.
my
You know what? I was
gosh.
not happy, but he did okay.
When Ben Affleck reprised his role as Daredevil just for Loki,
And
He
then
was
when
Bruce
Batman
Wayne, the
showed up-
Daredevil. What the fuck? All right.
no. Let's
None of
get
that stuff
serious.
happened.
So
Or does it?
Loki's introduction into the MCU, we saw this coming, not introduction into the MCU, into this show, we saw coming at the end of Avengers Endgame. We knew he grabbed the Tesseract and moved from somewhere, and this show starts right as he picks that up.
I love it.
Not even a freaking moment goes by. No, Loki does not even get 2 seconds to hang out. He picks up the Tesseract, off he goes.
Bye.
And he falls into the desert just like Iron Man 1, which I love. I'm like, I see what you're doing.
Same. My favorite is going back to Endgame and seeing you mess with time. Time tends to mess back. You'll see what I'm talking about.
It's almost like they knew what they were going to do next.
Oh my gosh. And so Loki gets immediately taken up by the TVA.
Yeah.
And Hunter, what is her number? I don't know. The very large woman
15, I think.
who I wanted no piece of.
I think she's 15.
Hunter 15. She was a badass. She had such good confidence about her. She was a good team leader. I liked her a lot. Her performance was one of my favorites as far as the Dark Horse goes because she goes through a major arc of being the I'm all about the TVA to the fuck the TVA.
Yeah, she pivots real hard.
But I think the biggest point of this is obviously Loki. He's the titular character. He
Our
goes
Loki, the
through
one we know and
most.
love, not all the others.
Loki Earth 616.
Right. And his relationships throughout that show are fantastic.
So, speaking of his relationships, does anybody else count it as narcissistic? The fact that he's in love with the female variant of
To me,
himself?
I just
Oh,
find
who
it
else would he be
weird.
in love with?
I'm like,
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So it's super narcissistic.
The only
but
person he
it's
could care
Loki.
about is himself.
Yeah. So at first I was like, nah, I don't like this. This is weird. And then I was like, this makes sense. Actually.
I was waiting for her to the other Loki get stuck in something. Hey, step bro, come here. What is
Hey,
that?
variant me.
Yeah, that was so weird.
But it's brilliant. It's like masterful.
It's
It
the
is-
only possible option.
It is brilliant, but at the same time, they're so different and they look nothing alike. And they really harp on that when they show Frog Thor. They show Alligator Loki, Kid Loki,
President Loki.
I missed Frog Thor.
Frog. You didn't
You
see
did?
him?
I must have missed it.
So when they show up at the end of time,
Throg.
Throg
is his name,
is
yeah.
a little frog in a jar trying to jump up
when
and
they
reach.
go down in
Oh,
when,
yes,
yeah
yeah, the little
and
thing,
they
okay.
Yeah.
pan down. It's really
So
cool.
that was Frog Thor, and that Frog Thor was voiced by Chris Hemsworth.
And there was a
yeah.
little Mew Mew in there too. Like he's
Yeah.
I
reaching
saw
for
the
the Mjolnir. He's like,
Yeah.
I want it.
So
So it does confirm the animal multiverse.
I mean, it definitely
There's a spider
does
pig
with
and an
cro-
alligator Loki.
Yeah,
Yes, there is.
crocodile Loki or alligator.
Yeah.
what is
that's
it?
alligator Loki. There are very distinct differences, and we've grown up in Florida, so
Yeah.
we've seen enough
Pointy nose,
about
round
alligators.
nose.
Exactly.
Crocodiles
the
have the
rounded
really
nose
pointed
is a
nose.
dead giveaway that
Yeah.
it's an alligator. Alligators are not as aggressive, but still, they are stamped with the not to be fucked with. If you see one and think it's alligator Loki, turn around and
if
run.
you see an alligator with a little
And running in
horned
zigzag.
helmet on, you should definitely bounce.
Run in a
Like
zigzag.
you should extra zigzag.
I gotta tell you, I never understood the point of the zag when running away from the alligator.
Just
'Cause they
zig.
can't
You
run
take
straight.
one turn and you zig, and it works. Don't zag.
You don't need the zag.
Don't zag back in front
You
of the
eventually
alligator.
need
So you
to
just want them to
zag
make a left at a 45-degree angle
because their intelligence is not high enough to run straight when you're running back and forth. So you got to go deep zigzag. So that because they can't pivot. Anyway, this is Loki. We're not talking about fucking
Yeah.
alligators.
Yeah, babe.
Is this
Stop
alligator
going off
safety
on
hour?
alligator safety hour. Jeez.
Oh, so like Berserker Loki, the one with the shoulder pad.
Yeah.
That guy was cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yes.
see him.
Richard E. Grant, Old Man Loki.
Now hold the phone. Because old man Loki actually dropped some knowledge for all of us.
Yeah, he did.
He was the guy who said, "Oh, did you end up killing Thanos?" And he's like, "No. I knew there was no way to take on the Titan, so I hid amongst the debris and sent a realistic copy of myself and let him kill that." And as soon as he said that, we looked at each other like, "Ooh, our Loki's alive too, baby."
Yep.
He's got to be.
No.
He's got to be.
No. I don't know about that.
Yes.
Why?
If not, then he's alive because he changed the timeline.
I think this
And
is our
now
Loki
we're
now.
branching into a.
Oh, I agree.
Oh yes.
I agree. But part of me feels warm and fuzzy that our original Loki is out there somewhere alive and well.
I don't know.
You might want to
I
tighten
don't
your
know
Yeah,
about
no, I know he's out there.
Well, like it's funny to hear him talking to all the other Lokis, and they all have much better plans than he did.
They did.
Like
love
I
that.
I killed Thor. Huh?
Yeah. Well, it's like, that was that boastful Loki?
No, that was Kid
child
Loki.
Yeah, Kid Loki.
Who was boastful's the one with the hammer.
Yes. Oh, I said Berserker. Yes, boastful.
Yes, boastful Loki, classic Loki, which was old man Loki,
Kid Loki,
alligator
and Gator
Loki,
Loki.
and Kid Loki.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, well, what was your grand thing that you did to get here?" And he goes, "Oh, I killed Thor."
And then it was just like
and he went
crickets.
"Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite thing because Loki's reaction to "I killed Thor" was not like, "Oh shit, you killed Thor."
It was more like sad. He was kind of like saddened.
But it was, Kid Loki seemed sad when he said that, but it was more like, "Oh my god,
You did the
Thor."
thing.
But Thor is that important? He's supposed to stay alive so much that you killed him and ruined the timeline. Thor is that important
Yeah.
to the sacred timeline, to how everything happens. You killed him, and that's the reason. Oh my god!
Yeah.
So I was like, Thor's gonna play a huge part in the MCU.
Oh. That's
We don't-
Megan geeking out.
We don't know because it's a different timeline.
But does my point make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Like when you looked at him and he goes, "I killed Thor," and you see Loki's face, he does have quite a few things.
I didn't pull that. I pulled impressed and then
Sad.
and then mournful. Like
He
he's
was-
like, "Wow, you did it." Oh,
Damn.
And then
Get it.
kind of
Deep.
like,
Yeah.
I wanted to kill that motherfucker.
He wanted to kill him, but you could see in every version of Loki, every single one. Here, the letter Kenny. Every single one seemed really mournful when they talked about Thor dying.
I guess it's a lesson you have to learn as a Loki
Yeah.
to appreciate your brother.
I want to know who's what's her face is Loki or Thor.
Sylvie,
Yeah.
who is my second favorite character in the show.
Who's Sylvie's
She's
Thor?
great.
When she showed up, I was like, who is this? I knew it was Loki because she's wearing the horns, but I was like, I don't really care about this woman.
I was not super impressed.
She's kind of like like an amalgam, like Hela was.
Yeah.
Hela wasn't straight pulled from the comics. It was like
Yeah.
two characters put together. So this is Enchantress, and Lady
See,
Loki.
That's what. So when they ended the episode in the grocery store where she first gets introduced, that's what I was like, that's Enchantress. Like that's
That's who we originally
who
thought
we
it
thought
was.
it was.
But because of DC putting that character in the original Suicide Squad movie, I can see why they don't want to use that name.
Which I can't
So they'll
say
just
that
call
I'm
her Sylvie.
disappointed with.
Dare I say that Enchantress in the MCU is more popular than Enchantress in the DCU.
Absolutely.
So I don't agree with that necessarily they didn't want to say we don't want to call her Enchantress because of the Suicide Squad's flop. I think it was we want to give her more personality than to call her Enchantress. I agree with you.
It could be like a Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
which I do really like.
Can you oh my god,
I like the
could you imagine Sylvie, Scarlet Witch, and what's her name? Oh my god, I can't think of it right now. From WandaVision.
the
Agatha Harkness, all in. Oh my god.
Yeah.
that's some
That'd be
Dark
nice.
Avengers going on right there.
Sorry, what
No,
were
it's
you
okay.
gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, I don't necessarily mind what they're doing because when she does all the Enchantress magic and all that stuff, like, I saw what they were doing as far as basically putting the two characters together, and a part of me was kind of sad because Enchantress is one of my favorites of like the villain world of the MCU. I really like the arc of her like being obviously in love with Thor and whatever. Like I like that about her.
Whatevs.
So the fact that we're not
flush.
going to see that in the MCU kind of disappoints me, but I like that it's Loki because I love him too. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think that I think it's okay. Like I think it'll be fine.
Can we talk about how cool the scene was when Loki opened up Casey's desk and there's just a box full of an Infinity Stone sitting there?
Yeah. Oh, some people use them as paperweights, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I dedicated my life to getting
Yes.
one of these.
He felt so like defeated and wasted.
Well,
And
he
I loved
looked
it.
up and he's like, "Is this the greatest power
Yes,
in the
that's
He's
what
like,
he's-
shit.
yeah.
And I had mixed feelings at that moment because originally I was like, this is cool. Like, we're going to the next level. Then I went, oh, they're kind of just telling us everything that came before this
Yeah.
just pales in comparison. And I'm like,
Well,
I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, well, that stuff wasn't important. This is the important thing. We're way stronger than that.
yeah, and the fact that people didn't care and you've seen titular characters like big deals die from these things.
Yeah.
You're like, and they don't matter?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was a
These
little
people
gutted by
died
that.
and they don't matter? Get out.
Because there was such an emotional connection to the Infinity Saga
Yeah.
that just to
And so many people,
discount it.
so many people, so many characters, namely Black Widow.
Black Widow died for it.
And I'm like, oh, Black Widow died for it. Vision died for it. I mean, it was like, damn, these mean nothing.
Yeah. There's
So-
just a bunch of them rolling around in a desk.
And that's my thing.
I loved what they did with the TVA. Like,
Yeah, I do too. And I just thought to myself, since the power scale for the Infinity Gems is not that big of a deal.
See, I don't understand that. Because, I mean, they control everything, which would be time and all of that. It should.
Well, there is the time
TVA,
stone.
Exactly. So why wouldn't it have power? Why wouldn't they still be that powerful? To
And
me, if you're just...
Perhaps they go in and explain that.
Yeah, that's another thing that I didn't care for in the show.
Because I think they're outside of time and everything.
Yeah, I
Takes
agree. I agree.
place.
I agree. I think that's why they're in a dimension where time, none of that matters. And I think it's a dimension that's created by our, golly.
Time, nothing matters,
Felt
but
like-
they literally enforce the timeline. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
Right.
they can be outside of time and enforce
How
time
are you outside of time, though?
because they're in the quantum realm. Oh,
How does
maybe.
a guy throw a hammer and summon it back with sheer will? You've got to admit at some
It's got
point
magic
it's comic book
that's-
fanfare.
Yeah, but that's magic.
So why is
But-
magic okay for the floating hammer but not okay for a dimension outside of time?
But it's also run by somebody from the 31st century, and that's a.
I mean, I get
That's
You're
a different
oh
level of
god, you
science.
said it and I got chills. So we had Josh Brolin as Thanos.
Mhm.
I thought he was absolutely perfect.
Mhm.
I've said this on
He
this
had that
show
impactful-
several times that there were many times where Thanos would say some shit and I'd go, he's right.
Yeah.
He's so right. I agree with him. And he worked that villain to perfection from the minute he showed up to the minute he was snapped out of existence.
He was the Mad Titan.
He was the Mad Titan, and he played it in different facets perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a villain, though?
No,
Like,
no, he was not.
they just didn't like what he was doing.
It's a Magneto situation where it's like, I see what your point is, but I don't like the way you're doing it.
Exactly. So I think Ryan's question is so perfect. Now that I look at it, no, he's not a villain.
Killing half the universe does make you a villain.
Yeah, but
Does
for
it,
the
though? But for the
purpose,
purpose of making sure that everyone can live and be... go
No,
on
because
for
you know what you
longer.
can do with the Infinity Gauntlet? Go, more food, more planets.
but for the
And I
villain,
think-
I think for him to say it's at random, I'm acceptable to this. I am subject to this random destruction. I'm willing to go find the power. I'm willing to snap my fingers. I'm willing to be the guy to do it. Now, if it was somebody who said, all right, so we're going to do this, but we're going to be in charge. So we're going to snap all of you guys out, but we're going to be here because we kind of have a vision.
So,
that
like-
makes you a villain.
But the guy in
Government.
charge goes, yeah, I'm included too. That doesn't mean he's included too.
It's
Like the
completely random. He said I imagine
That's what
his
that is.
thought when he snaps his finger is, I want to erase half of existence. Not except me.
But we don't know that.
He was willing to take an axe to the chest to do it.
It's called a
Giant for
maniac.
the head.
Yeah, that's a little insane.
I
never
will say
sho-
forever that Thanos is definitely a villain.
but they
So-
never show how the axe wound heals. He didn't use his time stone and go, brrr.
Okay, but at
Maybe
the
he
same
did.
time,
Because he snapped, though.
I don't know. I'm kind of here with Mark because there isn't like a and maybe this actually kind of helps your argument, but he doesn't show any like
Malice.
no, he doesn't show any like purpose, like personal purpose as to why he wants to do this. It's not like he's like for the betterment of my family, for the betterment of my
he
people.
wants to prove
did
that
it
his
for
idea.
all-
He
No,
wants
he
to-
wants to do it because he thought his idea was right.
Right. So like I'm kind of like he doesn't seem to have a selfish reason, which doesn't really make him a villain, but at the same time he is doing it because he thinks that he's right and
Right.
everybody else is wrong. So
Correct.
I'm very like teetered. It's
Talking
like he's
about
an
when he said that they should
anti-villain.
kill people, half the people on Titan, and then they died,
Right.
all of them?
Right.
I don't know.
So this is was not meant to be a Thanos episode.
No.
That was my segue
to talk about
and
the
to
big
talk
bad.
about Jonathan Majors, first and foremost, as the iteration of Kang the Conqueror
Yeah.
The man once known as a conqueror.
that we see in Loki. First of all, I loved it.
It was
I
great.
loved the way he played him. I loved the way he set it up to, oh, there are so many versions of me. Some of them are politicians. Some of them are conquerors. Dude, when he said conquerors, my spine tingled, and I was like, oh my God. So my thing is, do we see Kang the Conqueror more than we saw Thanos?
Yeah.
Do we see an uptick in the power of our villain? Because Thanos, sure, he took on the Avengers and got just the drop of blood. I gotta admit that. He was a tough son of a bitch. But do they kick that up a notch for Kang, and how do they, if they do?
They will, and that's the unfortunate thing, because I feel like it kind of just rolls back to everything that we've invested so far. Like, he's just going to be like, oh, no, this guy's just bigger than that. He can control time. He sees everything that's going to happen 10 seconds before it happens. He knows everything that's going to happen. So there's really no way to combat him, so don't try.
See, that's kind of how I was taking it. I'm like, what's the point of fighting a guy that knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And there's no way to stop him. You guys use time to beat Thanos. You can't do that with him.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
And if Infinity Stones themselves are powerless.
And let's look at the power in the MCU right now, right? Number one, and I don't think I have any opposition in this. Number one on the power scale right now is Wanda Maximoff. I think a close second is Doctor Strange. And then after that, you have Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the big three that are not named Thor. But I think in terms of what we're dealing with right now, Wanda Maximoff,
And
she's up here. She's number one. She's got to be.
And is Doctor Strange even a thing if his time stone doesn't matter? If his trinket
Yes,
that's
yes,
around his neck
absolutely,
doesn't
yes.
matter?
Absolutely, yes.
But here's the
Tell me at any point during Endgame or Infinity War where he had to use the time stone.
When he
He's
saw the
still-
Oh no,
14 million.
he went through and saw the
14
million
million
different.
14 million moments, but he still knew how to handle it.
That's how he handled
That's
it, by
how he
using the
handled it.
time
That's
stone.
how he did it. He used that.
He
to
wouldn't have
figure
known
it
what
out.
to do if he didn't have the time stone.
I
And he
suppose
just
you're
would've
right.
got-
Well,
That's
here's the
would've
thing.
got
Like
worse.
Wanda, okay, on a scale, Wanda's a 9. Doctor Strange is an 8. Thanos was probably a 9.
I'd say he's,
Or a 10.
9 or a 10.
Kang is a 38.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you gonna do now?
Right. So I think that's where the multiverse is going to have to play a part. The bending of reality, the changing of physical matter to adopt things that, oh shit, I just got a thought in my head.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. So things that aren't meant to be in the timeline, Kang knows the timeline. Kang knows what's meant to be.
His ideal timeline.
That's what he's there to fix, is the timeline. That's kind of a Kang 101, right? Here's the timeline. Here's the way things are supposed to be. Here's how I'm going to change it. And so
Change it or
now
fix it.
Picking
you
up what you're laying
fix it.
down.
Yes, fix it. So
Whatever
now
his definition of fixing is.
Right. So now the MCU has to find a being or whomever, Wanda Maximoff, that can reach into other forms of reality, breach that multiverse to bring in too much for somebody like Kang to handle. Like, oh, I don't know, X-Men? I don't know, Fantastic Four? Bringing in so many factors that Kang can't handle them all at once. I don't know. Maybe that's it, but I
There's
don't
also
see
many Kangs.
and I don't see them waiting till the end of this saga to introduce those two factions.
No, this is going to be an ongoing thing.
And he should be.
Yeah.
Kang's
I'm
that
just-
powerful. And in the cartoon, the Avengers cartoon, they capture Kang. And he's like, just like he was in the Loki series, don't worry, you'll need me. I'm happy to sit here. Time is nothing to me. So don't you worry. You do whatever it is you want to do. You will be back for me, which is why I loved that really cryptic line from Jonathan Majors when Sylvie decides, which this whole scene was kind of heartbreaking, right? Like Loki, who's never cared about anybody, ever.
Finally gives a shit about
Finally,
somebody.
He's willing. No, he's cared about people in his past, but he's finally willing to say, I give a shit about you. I care about you so much that I care about you more than I care about me. I just want you to be happy. That's all I want. And her to go, oh, well, I'm not you.
Stab, stab, stab.
And he's like, I finally went through all this, facing my own mortality with this person. We've grown together, and finally, I love her. I know she's angry, but I want to tell her I love her. And then she goes, I'm not you. Bye.
She's also a Loki, so she's selfish too.
No.
Now he
So
knows what
now-
it feels
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
Now we've got Loki sitting there going, shit. That's what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
To love somebody and them not give a shit. That's how I've been to Thor, Odin,
Yeah.
all
Mom,
of them.
Dad,
Mom?
fucking Sif, everybody.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been a real
That's
dick.
how they feel. Shit.
Speaking of Sif, did anybody else just love that time loop that he got stuck in?
Yes.
That shit was hilarious.
Kicked him in the balls.
Absolutely great.
Over and over and over again. Anyway.
So
I personally like Doctor Strange's version better, where he just threw him in the loop. He was like, I've been fooling for 30 minutes.
I'm very excited for the multiverse. I'm very excited for Kang. But I'm also worried that this thing is going to get real convoluted real fast.
See, and that's honestly how I felt about the series. I'm like, I'm all over the place. Like, I'm not really understanding what the hell's really going on right now in certain points. Like, why?
So my fiance has went through with me and watched all the Marvel movies. She's like, I'm going to enthrall myself in this. I'm in.
We love you, Jen.
We watched all
Yes,
of
they
them.
do.
After this, she went, so there's going to be like multiple Iron Mans and multiple Captain Americas. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I think I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's like, that's too
no.
much. She's like, I'm trying to get into it, but for me, that's too much to take in. There's going to be too many variables. There's going to be too many things I don't understand.
Now, see, and now, this is where I'm like, I'm all in. But I
And
think
I
at
think-
this rate, I've gone years and years and years of being like mentally invested in this. So it's like,
But I think the typical person's like,
yeah, that's
okay,
what I was gonna say.
I know Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man.
Yeah.
I don't want to see this other. I don't want to see Don Cheadle as Iron Man. I don't want to see all these other people
Now I
as Iron
1,000%
Man.
understand that, because when they had old Cappy Cap come out for the Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I fucking hated it.
Yeah,
Just a different Captain America. I was like, I don't like him.
and it's going to be a world full of that now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about?
Now he
US
wasn't.
agent.
He was
No.
meant to be unlikable.
Oh, you were talking about U.S.
Yes.
agent. I thought you were talking about Elijah.
No.
No.
What was
No.
his name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Elijah Wood.
Oh.
No, Elijah
Captain
Burke,
Bradley. Isaiah Bradley.
Bradley,
Isaiah
yeah.
Bradley.
No, I'm talking about
U.S. agent.
U.S.
Talking about
agent.
goofy
He was
guy.
meant to be unlikable, but still, it's like he came out and I was like, nope, don't
But
like this.
I'm scared we're going to have 3 of those for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to see 3
See,
Scott Lang.
I kind of like. I don't. It depends on how they do it, because
Right.
if they stick to the originals as being the originals and everybody else is just everybody else, and for fan favor, they follow them as being like, well, we need to get y'all on your own timeline because we're here and y'all are there and we stay on this timeline, or they're attempting to, then I think it'll be kind of cool to see different variants of the characters we've known and loved for all these years. Like, I really think it will. I think it'll be really cool.
I love like movies like Ant-Man where they don't have to have 15,000 cameos in it
Yeah.
to get the point across.
yeah.
And I feel like every movie's going to have like 10 cameos in it. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need a bigger universe. I just want to see more of the universe I
Well,
have. And
if-
that's me being selfish.
If the Loki series bows to that at all, I didn't know a single one of the extra Lokis.
Yeah.
In having been acting in anything else.
So that was the point that I was going to make, is that a lot of us, in taking in the point that you said with Jen, is that she was like, there's going to be 3 of this, there's 3 of that. So for all of us comic book fans that grew up reading that, we knew this existed.
Yeah.
We know this is a thing, so it's not
What
overwhelming.
if is a
for
thing.
us.
Yeah.
Right.
Multiple dimensions.
We know that this kind of stuff exists, so we're just hyped for it. But for people who don't necessarily read all the comics and know all that, I can see why there's a little trepidation, and I don't know if I want to see that. I don't want to invest in 18 different people.
Yeah.
Let's look at the MCU right now, and this is where I'll say a common thing in sports is trust the process.
Yeah.
Look
It's
at
true.
Look at phase 1. When you saw Thor in Iron Man and Captain America, you knew there'd be an Avengers at some point. Yeah. You didn't know how it would look. You didn't know what movies were coming, but at the end of the day, every piece fit where it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Multiverse Saga will do the same thing, but I'm willing to still be on board and see where they want to take this, because I don't think the MCU will stop with the Multiverse Saga. That will move on into whatever the next saga is, the demonic saga or the Earth 616 saga. It's going to keep going, and I don't think they want to introduce 17,000 different iterations of every character, because Lord knows RDJ doesn't want to come back. Chris Evans doesn't want to come back. And a lot of these major actors aren't wanting to sign on for this anymore. We've already talked about the fact that Marvel's not doing huge contracts unless these actors want to be there and be a part of it.
So I'll do a quick selfish plug for Alter Ego. If you're falling into the pit of I don't know if I can hang on anymore, let us tell you if you should. Because we will be here to watch it and give reviews, and we'll tell you to stay on or not.
We're still on it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Watching until you said about Loki dying, and that it was the other version that grabbed the Tesseract.
Yeah,
that didn't even click in my head until you just said that. When I thought it was originally the Loki that died, and I was like, how the fuck did he come back?
Yeah,
and
then I was like, different timeline. That's why he's kind of there.
Oh,
when you
just said that,
it just made sense.
Yep.
I'm like, he's watching his death. Doesn't he know? And then when that guy explained the story, I was like, that's what I figured actually happened.
Right.
But there were a lot.
That's a powerful moment when you watch Loki watch his whole life.
Yeah.
And watch
that's super
him
sad.
die to sacrifice himself for Thor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was like...
Because in that moment when he Tesseract out of there, he was ready to kill Thor 15 times till Sunday. Like, he was ready to freaking wreck him.
He was trying to rule Earth.
Yeah,
so
he was.
It's like him seeing that really kind of like humbled him.
So I think this will be a good saga, and you're right, it's not going to end here, and I don't think this multiverse thing is going to last forever. I think this is going to be a 5-year plan. They have this whole thing, and if Kevin Feige is listening, and he wants
he
to...
is, for sure.
We are in the MCU's break room right now.
And he wants to make
And
all
we're
my
not
dreams
even
come
live.
true. This whole thing ends with Secret Wars.
Yes.
And everything comes to a close.
Well...
See, that would be so cool.
And then we get one Black Panther, we get one Iron Man, we get one Captain America, and we get one Earth. Boom, we're done. Is it the one we started with? Maybe not.
I think we will see different versions of superheroes from multiverses, but I think you're on the right track. I think at the end of the day, we don't have multiples of heroes.
No, we got to close the portal at some point. Let us have 5 years, a full phase of holy shit, what's going on? Maybe not even 5 years, because the phase is usually, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
So they might push it to 5 just to get everything out there.
To that point, that last time we had Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow and Hawkeye didn't really have their own.
Yep.
So we had the titular 4. Now, we look at who the major players in the MCU are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda, Doctor Strange, Thor, definitely Thor. Guardians are still intact.
Captain Marvel.
Ant-Man, Captain Marvel. I see them stretching 5 years because look at all the aspects of superheroes they have to go through.
I don't know. If we're getting 3 movies a year and 3 shows a year, I think we're in good shape to start knocking these out.
Yeah.
Because we're getting She-Hulk and Hawkeye shows.
Yeah. So She-Hulk, Hawkeye,
Marvel.
Yelena, Miss Marvel,
Red
all
Hulk,
these people.
Red Hulk.
The Thunderbolts in general.
Please give us Thunderbolts, because that's just like that low-level evil shield kind of stuff that I want.
Yes. I don't think there's any way possible we don't.
I was going to
get
say, they're
Thunderbolts.
setting us up for that with Falcon and Winter Soldier and the end clip of
with Elaine
Black
Bennis.
Widow. Yeah, that's her name. I keep forgetting her damn name. That's not her name. that's her name from fucking Seinfeld.
It's Madam Hydra. Madam Hydra.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, there's no. I mean, the first time we see her, we've got Thunderbolts. Hello. I'm
Stop
smacking
punching
my
the
mic.
microphone.
What does
She's
that
so
have to do-
excited.
What does that have to do with Kang in the timeline? That's where to me it's like
It's
you
two
got
different
all this
stories.
stuff
It's two.
going
Yeah,
on.
it's two different stories.
It seems.
But
like
then
it's gonna
again,
be
you
a
had
little
like
much.
Guardian stuff going on, and then you had like Winter Soldier going on.
Well, this cake has layers, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, yeah,
I
Guardians
like
was
the
not
little
happening.
stuff. Give me more little.
Yeah.
That's why I liked Black Widow. She had one
Yep.
mission. She was doing it by herself, pretty much.
Yep.
Let's
Without
also,
other
when
Avengers.
you say all these factors that we have going into this new series, look at Endgame. How many heroes showed up to fight at the end?
Endless
I mean, if we
amounts.
sat and named them, that's a shit ton of people.
And there's a lot
Now
of people.
multiply that by 4.
I was gonna say, but there's a lot of people that are also missing. But it's like this isn't anything new either, as far as the different pillars and the
I don't think
different-
anybody was
the-
missing.
no, I'm getting there. But like
Okay.
the different layers of technically the MCU, even though they're not combined, we have Fantastic Four, we have the X-Men, we have the Avengers. Technically, all that shit's happening at the same time, and they're never helping each other because of property rights and other stupid bullshit. But you get what I'm saying. It's
They're
like
never helping each other
just
because of property rights.
So but Endgame, I had some friends who watched Endgame who like post having seen it, they were posting on social media about how confused they were of what happened, which I understand because it's all those stories truly smashing together with Infinity War and Endgame, and I think that's kind of what we're going to deal with Thunderbolts is going to be, not that they're not a part of the MCU because they certainly are, but it's going to be like a whole nother layer of this
Yeah.
cake that might not taste good together, but it's going to be a whole nother layer of cake. Like,
You're gonna like it.
sorry, I'm in birthday mode. I keep thinking about cake layers.
No, but you're right. But you're right. There are definitely layers, and some of these heroes, because we haven't even seen Shang-Chi yet.
Nope.
We haven't seen Blade.
Nope. Miss Marvel.
We don't know what kind of Miss Marvel's going to be a pivotal part
That's
going
what I'm
forward.
saying. There's
She
a lot
just-
happening.
If you know Marvel Comics, you know she has to. She has to.
Yeah.
She's too big of a property not to become one of the major Avengers.
Well, they already renamed the second Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah, the Marvels,
The Marvels.
Yeah.
which I'm
Co-title.
there for Photon, Miss Marvel, and Captain Marvel. I'm there. I'm in
Yeah.
for it.
I'm just hoping that we get a plan where it's like, okay, on this Earth, the Avengers are fighting Kang. In this other dimension, the Fantastic Four are fighting a different Kang. In a
Yeah.
different dimension, the X-Men are
Okay.
fighting a different
Now,
Kang.
see, that would be cool.
And that's how we can end it.
Yes.
If we do that, that's how we end it.
See,
All the Kangs versus all the
we're all
teams.
gonna be like 60 when the last Marvel movie finally.
I'll
It's
die
like
happy.
It's like
Yep.
Secret Wars, like 4.5-hour movie. It's Secret Wars 2.
I'll tell you
to
what.
end it.
Every year, once I pass 60, I'll be like, "Well, I'm starting over, and I'm watching
Iron
it
Man
all.
1 starts.
Don't care. Don't care."
He's just gonna watch that shit on a loop. Before we're dead, he's gonna watch Iron Man 1
At
like
one point,
90,000 times.
there's not going to be enough hours in the year for me to finish all of the Marvel properties.
I mean, in the comics, there is a citadel of Kangs.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is like a grand jury of
Which
Yes.
is what we
Supreme
see
Court of
at-
Kangs.
which is kind of what we
you
see at the end of
TVA.
Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Is-
the end
yep.
of Loki, you see that. So here's what I want to
We
get
really
into
derailed
next.
off of Loki, so this
What I
wasn't
want to
as
get
much of a
into
spoiler.
next is what are our
Gang, gang, gang.
expectations, because in the final moments of Loki season 1, they stamp it and go, Loki will return in season 2. What the fuck could we possibly see in season 2 of Loki?
Real quick,
And where does
not
it
to
fall?
derail, because this kind of goes along with this. I am very happy they did Kang, because everything, Renslayer, the TVA, everything pointed to Kang. I was scared that at that last episode, they burst through the door, and it was going to be another Loki sitting in that chair. I really thought that's where they were
Okay.
going to go.
So when they first started that episode and they were walking up to that giant mansion, castle, whatever the fuck
Yes.
you would consider it, I literally had the same thought. I was like, this is just going to be another variant.
Yeah. It
So
had
when
to be.
when we saw him and I still didn't know who he was and he was doing in the elevator, he was
Yeah.
doing the zip 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 around. I was like, I still thought he was a fucking Loki until they were upstairs and
Yeah.
then.
Well, as soon as I saw the
Which I
purple-
didn't even really know. Actually, he eventually told me it was Kang, but I knew it wasn't a Loki after that.
Because I know
said
Kang from the comics.
Conquerors. I was like, oh.
As soon as I saw green
My
and purple
body!
on him, I'm like, that's gotta be like he's literally he matches the color scheme of the character.
I didn't put two and two together until later, but I knew once that he was sitting at the desk, he said something that I was like, he's not a Loki. But when they were in the elevator and he was doing that illusionary shit, I was like, this is just another variant. This is kind of not lame, but I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
But when they walked in the castle, how good was that? Hey y'all, with that ominous "Hey y'all" from Miss Minutes.
Ah, Miss Minutes, you freaked me out, Miss Minutes.
I was like, ah!
So she's definitely a villainous effing H because
No. She's the equivalent of a computer program.
Whatever.
She is Jarvis for Kang.
Okay, but Jarvis was a computer, and no matter who was talking to him, he was a computer. Miss Minutes is deceiving the fucking TVA for Kang.
For sure, she works for Kang.
She clearly is programmed in a way to not just be a computer, but be a fucking helping hand to Kang directly and fuck everyone else. She's a deceiving little C word.
So I've got to go ahead and jump on the Ryan train here and say she works for Kang. Kang has a purpose. He sees why things should be the way they are. Why is she a villain?
Everyone has a purpose. Serial killers have a purpose. Yeah. They're bad guys, okay?
Okay.
There's my Thanos argument right there.
But
Mark and I are like, wait a minute.
But he seems really to feel
It's
strongly
like
about
what
this.
a nice guy, but he kills people at night.
That is that person's convictions. Yeah. Let's talk about
convictions don't make you a good person, though.
Yeah, but you're talking about the standards of the United States human society, the way that we feel. In China, they used to decapitate people and play dodgeball with their heads, and that was considered okay. That to me
Not
now
anymore.
is considered right. But right now you're considered a serial killer and a crazy person. But back then, it was pretty normal. So when you look at Miss Minutes and Kang and them saying, no, there is a perfect timeline and we will preserve it. You see the purpose that they have there. You don't agree with it, but where they're from, that's the perfect timeline.
I don't know.
But they
Ethics
also
fall
send
into play
people
here.
to like purgatory.
I don't care. We need a
order
Kang
to keep
Funko
that.
Pop like now.
Yes. Why does it not exist?
I'm surprised it didn't come out the next day.
Right.
So I'm trying to find.
It's gotta be some sort of exclusive somewhere because the Loki pops have already come out and he hasn't. So him having not been released means it was a spoiler and he will be an exclusive later, or he'll be wave 2 of Loki pops that come out.
So I'm trying to find the version of Kang that Jonathan Majors plays in that show, because they did come out and give him a name and I can't remember it, but I know that whoever
Kang
he is,
the Whimsical.
They said, here it is. Kang, the version of Kang that you see in Loki is Immortus, who's the most powerful
and devious, right?
But least evil version of Kang. So he says to them, God, it gave me chills when I watched it. See you soon.
Yeah. He's not always Kang, too. Like, he's Immortus. He's Rama Tut when he's back in Egyptian times. Like, he has all these characters in comics, and I don't know if they're going to show up as different characters or if they're all just going to be
And if you
Kang
look
as
at
we expected.
Immortus, go to comicbook.com and look up. I didn't want to post this on Alter Ego because I knew we were going to be talking about this. But go look at Immortus and then look at Jonathan Majors in Loki. And if you're a super comic book fan, you probably saw Jonathan Majors get up and went, that's him. Mm-hmm. That's Immortus. Pretty perfect. But either way, I think that was masterfully done. And I am so excited now that it's Jonathan Majors playing him going forward, because I'm like, oh man, he knows every iteration of what's going to happen next and every version of Kang. You know, they went to him and said, here's everything that you're going to need to know.
So the casting, and whoever's doing all the casting for Marvel right now is just
genius.
Florence Pugh, Jonathan Majors, the woman who plays Sylvie. I can't remember her name at the moment.
I can't either, but you can stop with Yelena from Black Widow.
Shit.
See her continue forward with the whole "you're a poser" and all that other stuff.
Oh god, and she's
I saw a GIF of that today where she did the superhero landing and went.
Yeah. I love it. I
She's
love it
so
so
good.
much.
So here's something from the Instagram, from the Alter Ego podcast Instagram that you should definitely be subscribed to.
That's where all the good news is.
Potential Loki scenes included visits to different time periods and lots of sex. In Assembled, the making of Loki, ideas for a scrapped montage written on a whiteboard could be seen. It included Loki traveling across time, having sex, collecting Infinity Stones, and more. But it ended with him still being controlled by the TVA. So basically, Loki had a Rumspringa on the original time board for Marvel. Why didn't you let this happen?
That could have been good if, like, he didn't just fall into the desert and then automatically just be put into, like, he was running amok for, I don't know, a couple months, couple days, whatever it takes, and then they catch him.
Very interested to see 2 weeks of Rumspringa Loki. So, what other versions of Loki do we think will be reprised in season 2? And what is the purpose of season 2 of Loki, do we think?
We didn't see Ice Giant Loki. I wanted to see that. That would have been cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I unfortunately don't
Okay.
know.
Not one that I was thinking about, but now I have to see.
I honestly, is this like comic book stuff that I should know? Or?
No. We're clearly speculating at this point.
Loki as a horse. That's from the comics.
Supermarket Karen Loki.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I meant what versions of Loki do we see that were in the show?
I want to see
Alligator Loki
I
come
want to see
back.
Richard E.
Yes.
Grant's.
I have to see Throg, and I
Yes.
think that might be a bow to Secret Wars in the future. I know that they're a part of the multiverse, but that storyline is
got
pretty
the animal
big.
world. Yeah.
The animal world is pretty big in the Secret Wars. So
Listen.
Richard E.
If
Grant.
I don't get Beta Ray Bill
see, that's
in
Thor.
this
You said Loki.
multiverse,
Yeah, if we don't,
He will
get
be in
Beta
Love
Ray
and
Bill-
Thunder.
Will.
Relax.
If we do not get Beta Ray Bill, I will not watch another Marvel movie. And that is a lie, and I'm telling it right now to the world that I am full of shit, but I will not be pleased.
we want
if
him
we don't
so
get it, I'm only
bad.
going to watch it for 30 more years, and then I'm going to give up.
We
That's
need
right.
Horse Thor
Okay,
now.
so okay, let's get back on track. So you said Ice Giant Loki. You said Karen Loki.
Yeah.
What do you want to see, Ryan? If you say Black Loki, I'm turning your mic off.
We already got Black
There was a
Loki.
Black Loki.
I know. I'm
And he looked
telling
cool
you,
as
bro.
hell, and we didn't get enough of him.
Yeah, and he was a bad guy. What was that shit?
He was not a bad guy. Excuse
Okay,
you.
wait a second. He was
All
Loki.
Lokis are bad guys.
Okay, so I loved that whole moment where
Boastful
President
Loki, by the
President
way.
Loki, and they cut his hand off, and he's like, "Ah!" He was a dick. That guy.
He was not a dick.
President Loki was a dick to his own self.
But he doesn't believe he was a dick, so
No.
therefore he's not a bad guy.
Unreal.
I like how we've come to this agreement now.
That like
No.
Loki
But
was
go
the
ahead.
good
What were
guy,
you going
and
to say,
all the
Ryan?
variants
Who's the
were-
Loki you want to see?
Pimp Loki.
Pimp
Loki.
Just out
Pimp
there, pimping
Loki.
up Infinity
Fur
Stones.
collar.
No.
Green.
You've got to say the one thing that we know you want to see.
What? Oh, sheepskin clap? Yeah.
We almost did, apparently. It was on the whiteboard.
Oh my gosh. I want to
like that
see
idea.
Odin Loki.
Oh snap!
I want to see an all-powerful Loki.
Yeah,
and
we
see
didn't
what he
get like a
does.
King Loki, like a proper King Loki.
Yeah. I want to see that.
Yeah, yeah, and I think maybe that was a tribute to King Loki too. They had the throne in there. and-
Yeah.
I mean, it was totally like a disheveled shit show in that little shack that they made, but
But what's our purpose of season 2?
King Loki.
Is it Loki versus Sylvie?
Is it Loki trying to set the perfect timeline?
Ooh,
Working against his love?
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, there might be a little bit more hack and slash between the two of them. It's gonna end with them kissing romantically because I'm a woman and that's how my mind works.
And I want to pose this
And then it's
question.
gonna be weird because they're each other.
Sylvie bangs Loki. Is it sex or masturbation?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Sextrabation.
that's going to do it for the Alter Ego podcast. Please keep that question burned in your head.
Is it sex? or
If
is it
Loki claps the Sylvie cheeks, is it masturbation or is it procreation?
And what happens if they procreated? That would be insane.
And it's Thor!
His worst nightmare.
Stop looking at me like that.
Enjoy Space Jam 2, suckers.
Gross.
Happy birthday, Megan.
Oh, thanks.